A black woman applies for a loan at a local bank. The white banker discourages her, questioning her ability to run a business. After going elsewhere, she receives the loan and launches a successful enterprise, which eventually buys out that same bank. Angela Thompson had always believed in the power of perseverance. Growing up in a modest neighborhood in Atlanta, Georgia, she'd watched her mother work tirelessly to make ends meet. Her mother's hard work had left a mark on Angela, instilling in her a deep sense of resilience. Now in her early 30s, Angela was ready to chase a dream she'd held since childhood, owning her own business.
My vision is more than just a store. I dream of creating a vibrant cafe and boutique that will highlight local artists, serve as a community hub, and offer a cozy escape from the city's fast pace.
She'd spent years researching, saving, and honing her business plan, attending countless workshops and poring over details to ensure she was ready. One bright Monday morning, she dressed in her best professional attire, a crisp white blouse and tailored navy pants, and walked confidently into her local bank with her business proposal in hand. She was prepared to make her case to secure the loan she needed to bring her dream to life. Mark Reynolds had been a banker at Everstead Savings for over 20 years. He was known for his pragmatic approach, handling loans with a watchful eye and a tendency to favor clients who came from established families. Tall and stern-looking, with salt and pepper hair, he believed in tradition and rarely questioned his assumptions. When Angela entered his office, he greeted her with a polite but reserved expression.
"Miss Thompson, is it? I'm Mark Reynolds."
Angela shook his hand with a firm grip, her smile unwavering.
Yes, sir. Thank you for seeing me.
Mark gestured for her to sit, and Angela quickly opened her binder, laying out the details of her proposed business. She spoke with passion and precision, explaining how her cafe would support local talent, provide jobs, and bring something unique to the community. As she spoke, Mark's expression shifted from mild interest to a faint smirk. He leaned back in his chair, crossing his arms.
"Miss Thompson, I can see you've put some effort into this, but starting a business isn't as easy as it sounds. I've seen many people come in with dreams, but few have the experience or capital to succeed."
Angela's smile faded slightly.
I've done my research, Mr. Reynolds. I have a plan to cover costs, and I'm committed to making this work. I just need the financial backing to get started.
Mark nodded, but there was a subtle dismissiveness in his tone as he responded.
"I'm sure you're dedicated, but we have certain standards here. Opening a business is a significant risk, and frankly, it's rare to see someone in your position succeed in such an endeavor."
Angela felt a surge of frustration.
My position?
Mark cleared his throat, shifting uncomfortably.
"I simply mean, well, it takes a certain background, a certain understanding of business to succeed."
Angela's jaw tightened, but she forced herself to remain calm. She gathered her papers and stood, meeting his gaze with determination.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Reynolds. I'll find someone who believes in what I have to offer.
As she left his office, her mind raced with anger and disappointment, but she knew one thing for sure: she wasn't about to give up. Angela didn't let Mark's dismissal stop her. That evening, she stayed up late, researching other banks and organizations that offered loans to small businesses. She discovered a regional bank known for supporting entrepreneurs, particularly women and minority-owned businesses. With renewed hope, she set up a meeting. A few days later, Angela entered the brightly lit office of Midland Community Bank, feeling a warmth that had been missing in her encounter with Mark. She met with a woman named Linda Martinez, a loan officer with a friendly demeanor and an open mind. Linda listened attentively as Angela explained her business plan, nodding along and asking insightful questions. Unlike Mark, Linda was enthusiastic, impressed by Angela's thorough preparation and her commitment to making a difference in the community.
Miss Thompson, your idea is wonderful. We're always excited to support entrepreneurs like you, especially when you're creating something that gives back to the community. I believe we can make this work.
Angela's heart soared as she shook Linda's hand, overwhelmed with gratitude.
Thank you, Miss Martinez. I can't tell you how much this means to me.
It's Linda, and we're thrilled to help. Just remember, the road may not always be easy, but if you're as committed as you seem, I have no doubt you'll do great things.
With the loan secured, Angela was ready to bring her dream to life. Angela threw herself into her new business with a passion and energy that amazed everyone around her. She found a small but charming building in the heart of the city with large windows and plenty of character. She spent weeks working on renovations, transforming the space into a vibrant and welcoming café and boutique. With help from her friends and community members, she painted the walls in warm, inviting colors, set up cozy seating areas, and displayed local artwork that added a unique touch. She hired a small staff of like-minded individuals who shared her vision, including her best friend, Carla, who had a knack for creating beautiful displays. Opening day was a huge success. The community flocked to Angela's cafe, eager to support her new business and enjoy the cozy ambiance she'd worked so hard to create. Her dream was coming to life, and the positive response fueled her determination to keep growing.
I knew this was possible. I just needed a chance.
And look at what you've created, Angela. It's amazing. We're all so proud of you.
As the months passed, Angela's business flourished. She hosted events for local artists, partnered with community organizations, and developed a loyal customer base. The cafe became a beloved spot in the city, known not only for its quality coffee and unique offerings, but also for the sense of community and inclusivity it fostered. With each passing year, Angela's business grew. She expanded her offerings, adding new features and products, and soon, her cafe was the talk of the town. Her story of resilience and dedication inspired others, and local newspapers featured her in articles celebrating her success. One day, as Angela was reviewing her finances, she received a call from her financial advisor.
Angela, she began, I've come across an interesting opportunity. Everstead Savings, the bank where you initially applied for a loan, is struggling financially. They're looking to sell.
Angela's eyes widened, and a slow smile spread across her face. She hadn't thought about Mark Reynolds in years, but the memory of their encounter was still fresh in her mind. Buying out Everstead Savings would not only expand her business portfolio, but would also send a powerful message about resilience and the importance of equitable treatment.
I'm interested, Angela replied, her voice steady with purpose. Let's make it happen.
The process of acquiring Everstead Savings took time, but Angela was patient. When the deal was finalized, she felt a profound sense of accomplishment, knowing she was about to step into a position of leadership over the very institution that had once tried to hold her back. Her first day as owner of Everstead Savings was one she would never forget. As she walked through the bank's doors, the staff watched her with a mix of curiosity and admiration, aware of her remarkable success story. But no one was more surprised than Mark Reynolds, who had never imagined he'd be answering to the very woman he'd dismissed so many years ago. Angela held a staff meeting on her first day, introducing herself and sharing her vision for the bank. She spoke about the importance of fair and equitable policies, emphasizing that everyone, regardless of their background, deserved a chance to pursue their dreams. Mark stands at the back, listening intently, his face a mixture of discomfort and quiet realization. He knew that Angela was now his superior, and that her presence would serve as a constant reminder of the impact of his biases. After the meeting, Angela approached Mark, her expression calm but resolute.
Mr. Reynolds, she said, I hope you understand that my goal here is to create an environment where everyone feels respected and supported. That's something I didn't feel when I first came here, but it's something I'm committed to changing.
Mark looked down, a hint of humility in his voice as he replied,
Yes, Miss Thompson, I understand, and I'm willing to learn.
Angela nodded, extending her hand.
Good. Let's work together to make this bank a place of opportunity for everyone.
Mark shook her hand, feeling a mixture of respect and regret. It was a new beginning, one he hadn't anticipated, but one he knew would change him for the better.
Angela wasted no time implementing her vision at Everstead Savings. Her first priority was to introduce fair, transparent policies that would make the bank a welcoming place for all customers, regardless of background. She began by reviewing every aspect of the bank's operations, from the loan approval process to customer service practices. Angela hosted several meetings with her staff, explaining her new approach. I want this bank to stand as a beacon of opportunity, she said with conviction. Everyone deserves a fair chance. Our job isn't just about numbers, it's about making a real difference in people's lives.
Mark listened quietly, absorbing her words. Angela's dedication to inclusivity was something he hadn't fully considered in his years as a banker. She made it clear that Everstead Savings was now a place where merit and potential, not assumptions or appearances, would guide decisions. One afternoon, Angela invited Mark to her office to discuss his past performance and ideas for the future. Mark, feeling a mix of nerves and curiosity, took a seat across from her. "Mark," Angela began, her tone even but firm, "I've been reviewing loan records from the past few years and I noticed a troubling pattern. It seems that applications from women and minority entrepreneurs were often discouraged or denied." Mark shifted uncomfortably, knowing she was right. "Yes, I suppose there were times when I judged certain applications more harshly," he admitted. Angela nodded. "I appreciate your honesty, but moving forward, I want to make sure we're giving every applicant a fair chance. That includes additional training on recognizing and overcoming biases." Mark listened, feeling a sense of humility he hadn't expected. Angela's calm approach made it clear she wasn't there to punish him, but to guide him towards a better way of working. "I understand, Miss Thompson," he replied. "I'm willing to do what it takes to improve." Angela introduced monthly training sessions focused on empathy, inclusivity, and understanding unconscious bias. She brought in speakers from various backgrounds, including successful business owners who shared stories of overcoming rejection. During one of these sessions, a young woman named Rachel, a local bakery owner, spoke about the struggles she had faced in securing financing due to her lack of traditional business experience. Mark watched as she described the sting of dismissal and the determination that ultimately led her to success. Her story reminded him of Angela, and he began to realize the importance of fostering a supportive environment at the bank. After the session, Mark approached Angela, visibly moved. "I never realized the impact our words and actions could have on someone's future," he said quietly. "Thank you for giving me a second chance to make things right." Angela smiled, sensing his sincerity. "We all have room to grow, Mark. The important thing is that we're willing to learn." With her new policies in place, Angela decided it was time to connect Everstead Savings more deeply with the community. She organized a program offering free financial literacy workshops, small business mentorship, and consultations for aspiring entrepreneurs. The program was an instant success. Angela personally led some of the sessions, helping local residents understand the steps to financial stability and business ownership. Mark, encouraged by Angela's example, volunteered to assist, finding fulfillment in mentoring individuals he'd once underestimated. One evening, after a particularly inspiring workshop, Mark approached Angela, his voice filled with newfound enthusiasm.
"These sessions, they're making me see banking in a completely different way. It's not just about money, it's about empowering people."
Angela nodded, pleased by his insight. "Exactly, Mark. When we help people succeed, we uplift the whole community."
Angela's new policies began yielding results. A young entrepreneur named Jason, who had struggled to secure financing in the past, applied for a small business loan. Under Angela's guidance, the bank evaluated his application with a fresh perspective, considering his potential and drive rather than his lack of experience. When Jason's loan was approved, he was overjoyed. He immediately set to work launching his business, a tech repair shop aimed at bringing affordable services to the community. Within months, Jason's business was thriving, and he credited Everstead Savings for giving him the support he needed. Mark, who had been part of Jason's loan approval, felt a profound sense of pride in the young man's success. He began to realize that Angela's approach wasn't just idealistic, it was practical, transforming lives and building a loyal customer base that valued the bank's inclusive ethos. One evening, Mark attended a gathering with friends he had known for years. When the topic of Angela's leadership came up, some of his friends expressed skepticism about her policies, questioning her focus on inclusivity and community outreach. Mark found himself unexpectedly defending Angela.
"You know, I thought the same thing at first," he admitted. "But working with her has changed my perspective. She's shown me that this bank can do more than just make money. It can make a real impact on people's lives."
His friends exchanged surprised glances, but Mark felt a newfound confidence in his convictions. He realized that Angela's influence had genuinely changed him, and he was no longer willing to tolerate the narrow-minded views he once held. With the bank thriving under Angela's leadership, she decided to celebrate by hosting a grand opening event for a new branch focused on supporting small businesses. Community members, entrepreneurs, and the entire Everstead savings team attended the celebration, eager to witness the bank's transformation. Angela gave a heartfelt speech, sharing her own journey and her commitment to fostering opportunity for everyone.
When I first walked into this bank, I was told that I didn't have what it takes, she said, her voice steady. But today, we're proving that success comes from hard work, resilience, and support from those who believe in you.
Mark listened, moved by her words, reflecting on how far he'd come under her guidance. He knew that Angela's strength and perseverance had not only built a successful bank, but had reshaped his life and the lives of countless others. As the event wound down, Angela and Mark shared a quiet moment in her office, reflecting on their journey.
Mark, Angela began, I'm proud of the progress you've made. You didn't just accept change, you embraced it, and you've become a key part of this bank's success.
Mark felt a surge of gratitude, his voice filled with sincerity. Thank you, Miss Thompson. I owe you more than I can say. Working with you has changed everything. I've learned humility, compassion, and what it truly means to make a difference.
Angela smiled, extending her hand. Then let's keep building that difference, together.
They shook hands, their partnership now built on mutual respect and a shared commitment to equity and growth. Under Angela's continued leadership, Everstead Savings thrived as a community-focused bank. Her success story inspired countless others, proving that resilience and dedication could break down barriers and open doors. Angela's story became known throughout the region, her name synonymous with empowerment, integrity, and change. She and Mark remained partners in the bank's journey, their relationship a testament to the transformative power of leadership and open-mindedness. Together, they continued to build a legacy of opportunity, proving that real change begins when people dare to envision a fairer, more compassionate world. As Angela's success continued to ripple through the community, residents began to recognize Everstead Savings as a place of integrity and opportunity. Local newspapers and radio stations highlighted her work, featuring stories of how the bank's new policies were supporting small businesses and families. Angela made a point of attending community events, where she would listen to the voices of the people, asking them directly what they wanted from a bank. One evening at a community town hall meeting, a young woman named Lila shared how Everstead Savings had given her a loan to start a childcare center. Her story struck a chord with many, and Angela felt an overwhelming sense of pride as the audience applauded. Mark, who had helped process Lila's application, stood in the crowd, beaming. For the first time in his career, he felt that his work was truly making a positive impact. Angela launched a mentorship program within Everstead Savings, where she and other staff members would provide one-on-one guidance to budding entrepreneurs.
Mark, I really think you should take part in this program. Mentoring others can be such a powerful way to build connections and empathy.
Initially hesitant, Mark soon found himself invested in his mentees' journeys. One of them was a young man named Jamal, who dreamed of opening a sustainable clothing line.
Jamal, let's fine-tune your business plan. I think with some insights and encouragement, we can help you secure that loan.
The mentorship program became one of the bank's proudest offerings, attracting more community members eager to work with Everstead Savings. Mark was amazed to see how his support could empower someone else's dream.
Angela's vision isn't just about profits, it's about building legacies.
One afternoon, a woman approached Mark at the bank. She was dressed in work clothes, her hands calloused from years of labor. She introduced herself as Sarah and explained that she needed a loan to start a small landscaping business.
For a brief moment, my old biases surfaced. I wondered if she'd be able to manage the business given her lack of formal education. But then I thought of Angela's guidance, and I took a deep breath, setting aside my assumptions.
He asked Sarah about her experience, her plans, and her goals. The more she spoke, the more he saw her dedication and clear vision for success. In that moment, Mark felt a sense of humility. He knew Angela's influence had led him to see people differently.
When Sarah's loan was approved, she thanked me, her gratitude palpable.
"You don't know how much this means to me," she said, smiling through tears. Mark realized that this was the impact Angela had been talking about, a chance to give people hope and confidence in themselves. Over time, Mark's respect for Angela grew deeper, and he began to see the need to make amends for his past. One afternoon, he knocked on Angela's office door, feeling a mix of nervousness and determination.
Come in, Mark. What's on your mind?
Angela looked up, surprised to see him. Mark took a deep breath.
Angela, I want to apologize for how I treated you when you first came here. I was dismissive, biased, and honestly, I'm ashamed of it. You've shown me what it means to lead with fairness and respect, and I want you to know that I'm grateful.
Angela studied him, her expression softening.
Thank you, Mark. It takes courage to admit mistakes, and I respect you for that. What matters now is the work we do together to make this bank a place of opportunity for everyone.
Their shared nod sealed the beginning of a genuine friendship. For Mark, it was a reminder that growth was possible at any stage of life. As Everstead Savings thrived, competing banks began to take notice, feeling the pressure of Angela's success. One competitor, Summit Financial, began targeting Everstead's clients, offering incentives to lure them away. When Angela learned of Summit's tactics, she was unfazed. Instead of resorting to counter-marketing, she focused on reinforcing Everstead's strengths, community support, personalized service, and the values that had earned her clients' loyalty. Angela rallied her team, reminding them of the bank's commitment to fairness and empowerment. The staff, now fully behind Angela's vision, worked harder to support their clients, treating every customer with respect and care. Summit Financial's efforts fell flat as loyal customers recognized the authenticity and impact of Angela's leadership. Angela invited Mark to speak at a local business forum, an event aimed at encouraging new entrepreneurs. Initially hesitant, Mark agreed, knowing it was an opportunity to share the lessons he'd learned. Standing on stage, he addressed the audience, his voice filled with humility.
I've been a banker for many years, but it wasn't until I began working under Angela's leadership that I truly understood the importance of equity and compassion. She's shown me that our work can uplift others, that giving someone a chance can change lives. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be part of a bank that believes in people, in all of you.
The audience applauded, and Angela beamed with pride, knowing that Mark's transformation was a testament to the power of empathy and open-mindedness. One day, Angela held a symbolic ceremony to retire the old loan policy handbook that had once guided Everstead Savings under outdated standards. She gathered her team, including Mark, and gave a short speech about moving forward with policies that focused on inclusivity and fairness. Angela handed Mark the old handbook, inviting him to be the one to retire it. He looked at her, a mixture of respect and gratitude in his eyes, before he set the handbook aside, marking the bank's commitment to its new values. It was a quiet but powerful moment, one that reinforced Everstead's journey from an exclusive institution to a place of empowerment. Mark knew that this was more than just a policy change, it was a transformation of identity. Years passed, and under Angela's leadership, Everstead Savings continued to flourish as a cornerstone of the community. Angela's story became known throughout the city and beyond, a tale of resilience, leadership, and the ability to turn adversity into empowerment. Angela's impact wasn't just felt in the financial world. She inspired local leaders, businesses, and young people to believe in their dreams, regardless of the barriers they faced. Everstead Savings became a place where every client, from established business owners to first-time loan applicants, knew they would be treated with respect. As for Mark, he grew into a compassionate leader himself, continuing to support Angela's vision and mentoring new hires in the values she had instilled. Together, they left a lasting legacy, proving that with the right guidance, anyone could find the courage to grow and make a difference. Years later, Angela reflected on her journey as she walked through the bustling café she'd first dreamed of opening. It was now an extension of her successful enterprise, a community hub where people from all walks of life came to share ideas, sip coffee, and find inspiration. She smiled, knowing that her story had come full circle. From the moment she was turned away at Everstead Savings to now being its leader, Angela's journey stood as a powerful reminder of perseverance, vision, and the transformative power of kindness and fairness. Her story inspired others to keep pushing forward, to challenge limitations, and to remember that every person, no matter where they come from, deserves a fair chance. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel for more interesting and captivating racial discrimination stories.